So I'm actually trotting through the junkyard this morning. Really kind of an unplanned trip. But I had a wild hair at my butt. I don't know. I've been wanting to really try to just get all of my old project vehicles going again, and kind of in the attitude of I don't even care how rough they are. I just want them all moving around the yard. And I've done pretty good at that. My F100 is going. Bruce I drive all the time. And I come to a local junkyard here in Salem, Indiana, and it's called Parton's. And the place really, old cars are getting to be few and far between pretty much anywhere you go. And this place is kind of no exception, Used to, if you needed a part for your Falcon or your Econoline or your F-150 or your 55 Chevy or your 56 Chevy, whatever, you could come here. Odds are they had it. And I'm currently walking through this field that I'm going to show you in just a second. But I wanted to exhaust all options. I've been looking for 64 or 65 Comet or Falcon four-door doors. My first car was a 65, or is a 65 Falcon. I still have it. And unfortunately, there's just nothing like that here anymore. You can't see that stuff. Even if it was here, you're not going to find it. But I wanted to show you this field. This goes back there a good ways, and it goes, when I was a kid, these trees were not here, or they weren't this big, and this was actually all open. And pretty much from the blue semi-trailer, as far as you could see, was Fox body Mustangs. And I mean, there had to have been hundreds of them back here. There's really not much left back here now. There's a Mercury Capri or something like that, very similar to a Fox body. I think that's the Capri. A couple of Subaru wagons. There's a Subaru Brat. There's actually a Brat that has not been here very long, and it's pretty dang cool, actually. I do love the Brats. They had the spare tire that mounted on top of the engine, on top of the air cleaner. Bucket seats in the front. I don't know if they were 4-speeds or not, I'm assuming. And this one is super cool. I've actually never seen one of these with the camper shell on it, and it doesn't have the seats in the rear, but they did put seats in the back of these, and I think it had something to do with getting around taxes on pickup trucks. But let's see here. There's a 50 Chevy. I want to say a 50-ish there. Remnants of a 56 or so Chevy Love Truck. Not sure what that one is. Probably about the same year. There's a 56 there. Another 40 some. Not exactly sure. I'm not as familiar with my 40s as I am some of the others. Here is another one of those Brats. I think one of these had the seats in the back. Huh. No, nothing there. Another 56 Chevy Remnants. This really isn't even the older stuff. There's a little C10 there. Looks like about a 68. Got a small back window. There's a, I think that one's an International or a Studebaker. A lot of big trucks back here. Lots of big trucks back here. 59, I think. 59 F350. Old VW bus. Not an old one, but here's a homemade cart that has been sitting back here forever. We tried to buy it a couple years ago, and he, this is like one of the few things in this whole yard he didn't want to sell because he had, plans for it and stuff, which is fine. Looks like it's your typical Monte Carlo front end, small block Chevy. It looked like it was really fun. Looked like it was part of a I don't know, a small class or a small circuit or something somewhere. I'm not entirely sure, but it was pretty cool. 64 F350 that I think my F100 has the headlight bulbs out of that truck. That's kind of funny. We come to the junkyard to get the bulbs. And what else did I get from that? I think I got all the screws around the bezels and maybe one of the hood hinges. A lot of big equipment back here. Another cool area I kind of even forgot was down here. I haven't been down here in years. Is there's like a whole little lot of Chevy Vegas down here. Some pretty cool ones too. There's 2 wagons. I'm not sure if they were coupes or fastbacks or what exactly they referred to them as, but yeah, a bunch of them sitting down here that I haven't even come down and looked at in years. All the way back in there. This one's pretty cool. Or maybe they're Chevy Monzas. I'm not entirely sure the difference between the Vega and the Monza. I know like that one looks Vega to me, but this one also looks Vega, but a little newer maybe. So, I'm not entirely sure. You tell me. Doesn't look like anybody's race car to me. Super cool though, the wagon right there with the imitation wood grain side. That is pretty cool. Very cool. It'd be cool to open the hood of one of these and find a small block. I may have to peek around for a second without getting bit. Well, ultimately the junkyard trip was no success. I'm actually in my junkyard beater right now. This poor old thing is just gapped out. But nope, no luck. Like I said, 64 Comet, 65 Falcon, or 64 to 65 Comet or Falcon. I'm looking for the 4-door doors. I think I've got a good passenger door. I might have a good driver's side rear door. I have a driver's side front door, but all the glass and everything's missing. All the window mechanism's gone. I don't know. I was a silly kid and I stripped that car completely down. And, you know, wanted to get it all blasted and all that stuff. I didn't have a house, I didn't have a garage, I didn't have tools, any of that stuff back then. And it's definitely one of the cars I really, really regret taking apart. But I still have those grand venture plans. I still want to 2-door convert it and stuff. I still want to do build the 289 that's in it. I still want to go kind of mild street strip car with it. But honestly, if I can... I think the cam's flat. I think it's got a flat cam. At least one lobe I know for sure. Or it's a destroyed lifter. I have yet to take the intake off and check. I haven't really even touched the car in a couple of years. But I don't think I've ever made a video about it. I've never posted it online or anything. I haven't posted it on social media in about 6 years, 7 years. But either way, yeah, looking for those doors. If you got some, give me a holler, or if you know somebody or you know a place. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not willing to pay a lot for them. They are 4-door doors, and eventually they're gonna be taken off again. But I would like to find a set. I'd like to put the car back together in kind of a roadkill fashion, like we all do, and just driving around my town. It's got brand new suspension underneath of it, new brake lines, master cylinder, all that stuff's brand new. It's got new lug studs and all that. It had a brand new tank in it, but the tank, unfortunately, it sat with just a minute amount of gasoline in it, and it rusted it out to the point of where I was tired of trying to clean it. And so it needs that, you know. If I can find out that it just has a flattened low or you know, a collapsed lifter or something, that'd be pretty awesome. I'm sure the engine is completely full of metal. I don't want to totally destroy that 289 crank or rods, but it needs fired up. It needs played with again, and the car alone has got a lot of rust. I mean, it's going to be a full restoration, you know. And I'm a lot better at that stuff now. I think I know what I'm doing now, or more than I did. So I want to throw it back together. And the little junkyard trip was just kind of seeing if there was 63s all day long. I could find. I bet there was 5 or 6 63 Falcons in there, or 60 to 63s. I couldn't see the nose of any of them, so I'm not quite sure. But those were in there all day long. And 63 Fairlanes and stuff like that was in there. A couple Galaxies. No Falcons though, none of the years I needed, no comments of the years I needed. So I'm gonna keep looking, keep digging around online, try to find somebody parting one out or something. So anyway, I wanted to show you the junkyard I go and trot around in. There's still some good F100 stuff buried back in there, or F150 stuff if you're interested. Guys, they're pretty decent guys, you know, for the most part. So, yep. Anyway, I just want to show you my little junkyard trip. Thanks for watching.